Hello, this is Tammy with Autistic Wiki, and today I am getting caught up again with the Walk in REDInstead April Challenge. I was caught up for about all of one day, and then I fell behind again. So today's the 19th, and I left off on the 15th, so I have 4 days to do to get caught up. So I will do that now. So day 15. Day 15 was LGBT plus. Autistic Selfie Day. I don't know, for that one I don't really have anything to say. You are what you are, so, whatever. I've heard, I don't know if it's true, I've heard that there tends to be more LGBT people in the autistic community. I've heard that. I don't know how true it is or what the numbers are. Because I don't care quite frankly. I mean, and don't take that wrong. It's not that I don't care about other people, but it's just, you are what you are, and I don't care who you sleep with. That's what I mean. So, if that is something of important to you, though, there are tons and tons of communities and people on Facebook and Twitter and all the social media. So. If you are looking for information on that, there's plenty of it out there. So definitely find somebody who knows more about it than I do, because I'm not very helpful for that. Day 16 is rudeness. Rudeness is something. I guess on some hand, I feel that a lot of typical people are very rude by default. My psychologist, who is he seems to be neurotypical, he seems to think that I'm misreading people. I don't think I am, but obviously we see it from different perspectives. So, but I feel that people are rude in many ways, and some examples are like one time I went to the sushi place to pick up sushi. I wanted to get some sushi to go to take home. And normally walking into a sushi place is pretty nice, because they tend to be very quiet and not the loud and rowdy and big and loud places like a typical American restaurant. The sushi places tend to be very quiet and calm and very nice. So I went in to get sushi. Went up to the bar to place the order, and there was, just kind of the standard Midwest guy who sits at a bar drinking, Bud or Bud Light or something, and talking loudly to everybody who walks within 20 feet of him. He's sitting there with what appeared to be his kid. So I go up to the bar and I ask for the menu for sushi. The guy gives it to me, so I'm looking through it. And then the guy next to me, he just needs to start talking. He needs to start saying something. Oh, why don't you sit down with us? Or you're not going to eat alone, are you? And just saying stuff. And to me, I felt it was rude, because I wasn't looking for a conversation. I wasn't looking at him being open. How these, normal people are supposed to be able to read each other, have empathy. Remember that, being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and read other people instinctively. Well, I don't think that normal people actually do these things, because I wasn't looking for anybody to have a conversation with. In fact, I was reading the menu, and he keeps talking to me and interrupting and hey, what are you getting? What you gonna get? What the fuck is it to you? You're not going to eat it. Why are you? It's not your business. And, just talking and being loud and just being disruptive, because I had considered staying to eat. And then as soon as he started, I said, oh, hell no, I'm not going to stay here to eat. But then the waiter, the guy behind the bar, he said that they don't have it for to go. It would only be for eat-in. And I kind of look at the guy next to me, and he looks at the guy, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll be back another day. But so things like that, where people, they think that they're being friendly or polite when really they're just kind of bulldozing all over people without really being aware that if whether or not that other person wants them to talk to them or wants them to, completely overrun their space. And you'll read a lot about how autistic people don't know when they're being rude. They don't know when to stop talking. They don't know when the other person is not interested. It might be true that we do it, but it's also true that typical people do it. So for whatever reason, whether we can't read typical people, they can't read us either. So we shouldn't be the only one who's getting blamed for not having empathy towards typical people, not having the ability to step inside their mind and that sort of thing. So I think and the same, and it's kind of goes the same way, like I don't talk to people a lot, and like when I see people, I don't like to go up and say hey, hello every single time. It's kind of like a nod or something. If somebody maybe they were out of work for a few days because there was a death in the family or something. When they come back to work, I don't talk about it because when I come back to work, I don't want someone to talk about it because then it's going to bring up all those emotions and I'm going to start crying, and I don't want to cry at work, and that was something private, not work related. So I don't bring it up because I think that's the polite thing to do. But they probably think I'm being rude and, uncaring that I don't bring it up. And here I think I'm being polite and respectful by not bringing it up. So there's this perception of rudeness on both sides. And it's just because we see things differently and we do things differently. And in many ways, we are like kind of like a different culture. Like in some cultures, it's very quiet. You're supposed to be quiet and you're not supposed to be loud and in people's faces, and you're not supposed to make a big scene in public. And then in other cultures, like much of American culture, you are big and loud and rowdy and going to talk to everybody and throwing your arm around complete strangers. Hey, buddy, and So what's considered rude is very much, I think, more of a cultural difference between us. In many ways, we are like a different cultured people than what typical people are. So while at the same time, while we have been kind of beaten down our whole lives and taught, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that, I think it's really important for typical people to learn the same thing, because it's really not fair that we are the only ones who have to learn to live in this world. And you might say, well, there's more of them than us. Well, yeah, now there are, but what if that changes? What if the balance changes? I would think that you want us to be, considerate and fair about it, instead of, taking advantage of the fact that now we're the majority and you're the minority, and, kind of think of it that way. But yeah, I guess rudeness, I see a lot of rudeness, but I try to be, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they didn't intend to be rude. Maybe they're just a big bull in a china shop. And even though the china shop owner is screaming, "Get out of my shop!" the bull is still rolling around. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion on rudeness, I guess. All right, so that was for day 16. I think we're already at 9 minutes, almost 10, so I'll start another video for the other ones. Okay, thank you.